Hi, my name is Samantha Kalman, and today we're going to be cooking meatloaf. And I chose meatloaf because it's easy and it's really delicious, and my mom makes it all the time. So the first thing we're going to do is wash our hands. So once I'm done washing my hands, we're going to start handling the meat. And we chose lean ground beef, 7% fat. We got it from Publix in the frozen meat department. And since it is ground beef, it's gonna have to be cooked to a temperature of 160 degrees. And this has been sitting in the freezer for about 2 weeks. And if it was be put in the refrigerator, it would only be able to be put in there for 2 days. But since it was in the freezer, it can last about a month. And the freezer is 1 degrees Fahrenheit, and the fridge is 37 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so we put it on a plate, a clean plate, to avoid cross-contamination with any other food. And we're gonna pop it in the microwave. And this microwave actually has a setting where you can go defrost, 1 pound quick defrost, for about 5 minutes. So you're gonna wanna pop it in there if you don't have the setting for about 5 minutes, and wait for that meat to defrost. All right, our meat is defrosted, and we're just going to start peeling it apart, and we're just going to kind of dump it in this bowl right here, and make sure it's still a little bit frozen, but it's starting to get able to be peeled apart, which is great. Okay. So most of this is defrosted, but this piece is still a little bit frosty, so we're going to put it in for another minute. So this piece all defrosted now. And just kind of push the chunks in there, mix them all up. Yep, nice and meaty. All right, so now we're gonna wash our hands again because we don't want to get any of the raw meat on any of the surface. And I'm gonna wash my hands real well. Alright, so some of the non-meat ingredients that we're going to be using are onions. And right here I have a 1/4 cup of onions. We have yellow onions and green onions. And you can use whatever kind of onions you like if you prefer red onions more than green onions. So we're going to take these onions and we're going to plop them in here. Like so. Alright, and you can also put more than a 1/4 cup, just depending how much onions you like. And then right here we have 2 eggs, and I just stirred them up together, all mixed up, and we're also gonna pour the eggs in here. And just for clarification, the eggs that we used were, we just use large grade 8 eggs, so you can use whatever eggs you like. And then we also have a 1/2 cup of milk, and this is 1% milk. Again, you can use whatever type of milk you like. And we're gonna pour that in here as well. And breadcrumbs, Publix original breadcrumbs, a full cup of breadcrumbs in here. And we're gonna pour that in here as well. And we have a 1/2 cup of ketchup to pour in here. All right, make sure we get all the ketchup out of there. And then finally, for a little flavor, there's some Italian herb spice. And you can put about 2 tablespoons or just shake as much as you like in there. Just make sure it's nice and good and seasoned. All right, now after all that, we're gonna mix it all together. I'm just using a fork, and we're just gonna mix the meat in with all these ingredients and make sure that it's completely mixed up. Alright, so it's all mixed together, all pretty evenly mixed, and we're just gonna place it in a pan. But before we do that, you gotta spray it. And I already sprayed a little bit, but I'm just gonna spray a little bit more to make sure it doesn't stick to the pan. And you're just gonna fold the meat in there. So make sure it all comes out. And get it all nice and even. So just flatten it out and make sure it's nice and even. And that looks pretty good. So we're gonna place it in the oven. The oven is at 350 degrees, and we have to make sure the meat is cooked to a temperature of 160 because it is ground beef. So 350 degrees in the oven. And there we go. And in about 40 minutes, we will test it with the meat thermometer to make sure it is cooked to 160 degrees. So we're gonna put a timer for 40 minutes. And when the microwave timer goes off, the meat should be ready. So the product we used was lean ground beef, and I used 1.34 pounds of it, which was $5.99 per pound for a total price of $8.03. The method used to cook was baking because it browns the exterior of the meat to add flavor. We still have about 13 minutes left till the meat is ready to be taken out of the oven and checked with the thermometer. Alright, 40 minutes is up, which means it's time to check on the meat. And make sure that you have some type of oven mitt so you don't burn yourself when taking it out. Looking pretty good. Alright, we have the meatloaf out of the oven, which means we need to check the temperature to make sure it's cooked to 160 degrees. So you're going to insert the thermometer. Make sure that it does not touch the bottom of the pan so you can get more accurate reading. It looks like it's not quite at 160 degrees. Now this is completely optional, but since we have to put it back in the oven anyways, we're gonna give it another ketchup coating on top. So, and just rub it all in there. Alright, and this meat is going to be popped back in the oven for another 20 minutes or so. Alright, it's been 20 minutes, so we're going to check on the meatloaf again and see if it's at the right temp. Smells super good. And again, we're going to place this in the meatloaf. And make sure it doesn't touch the bottom of the pan. Finished that already. It's at a very good temp, a little bit overcooked, but it is definitely safe to consume at 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Awesome. And we're gonna let that cool for another 20 minutes and serve it. When serving, it is important that the meatloaf is placed on a clean plate to avoid cross-contamination. And we have a nice piece right here, all ready to be eaten. Alright, we have a taste tester over here, ready to try some meatloaf. It's very good if you serve it with mashed potatoes.
Well, where's the potatoes?
Verdict?
Very moist.
What does
Really
it taste
good.
like?
Deliciousness on a plate.
All right, so we got a thumbs up. So we have lots of leftover meatloaf here, and my family wants to eat it for dinner tonight, so we're gonna properly store it. I just placed it on a piece of plastic wrap, but now we're gonna put meatloaf in a plastic bag. I started cutting it up into pieces and put it in a plastic bag. And make sure it is sealed very tight. All right, on the plastic bag. And so my family is gonna eat it later tonight. It can last in the fridge for 3 to 4 days. So we're gonna place it in the fridge and it should be good to go for dinner tonight.